this is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti here at MWF Studios, just north of Boston, in downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, 02176, the zip code of champions. Stay tuned after the news for some awesome money-saving deals where you can support indie wrestling. Let's check out WWE Monday Night Raw, live from the U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio, September the 26th, 2016. 24 hours removed from Clash of Champions. Taped for WWE Superstars on the WWE Network. Neville defeated Jinder Mahal, and Sami Zayn with the victory over Curtis Axel. What did WWE do up against both the presidential debate and NFL Monday Night Football? Let's see. Michael Cole's insincere, phony-sounding, unexciting voice greets fans. Another reason why Jim Ross should be on TV every week. A man with true passion for the sport, and even more so, he's actually very good at it. Michael Cole is good at voiceovers and interviews, but not as a play-by-play commentator on a professional wrestling show. He's just not good at it. He's not effective at it. Where WWE's ratings continue to go down, they need to take a long, hard look at their A-game salesman. WWE should maximize Cole's talents, find someone that can verbally deliver the goods to the fans to get them excited and engaged about the show. The ratings for Raw are in the toilet. Cole is the 3-hour pitchman fans hear more than any other superstar on their roster, and they don't like it. It's not engaging. Anyway, the new WWE U.S. Champion Roman Reigns opens Raw against the man he beat 24 hours before at the Clash, Rusev. Rusev didn't even get an introduction. He was already in the ring. I have to admit, I like this match much better than their pay-per-view encounter in Indianapolis. I know I've said it several times, but Reigns and Rusev have a great dynamic. Rusev brings out something really good in the Reigns character. The two battled to a double countout here, which is the result needed to continue their feud into what I imagine will be Hell in the Cell on pay-per-view October the 30th here in Boston. They fought through the crowd, then back at ringside. Rusev went to town on Reigns with the steel chair. Back in the ring, Rusev was looking to nail him, put him out for good. One more time, but took too much time, and then he got speared by Reigns. Reigns took the chair, acted like he was going to clobber Rusev with it, but decided to sit in it and hold the U.S. title over Rusev's head. When Rusev finally came to, Reigns blasted Rusev in the back with the chair, a more aggressive Reigns, which is the one that's going to make WWE the most money, not the happy, smiling, joking Reigns we see from time to time, you might argue far too much, that the fans hate. Mick Foley was out next to discuss the best-of-7 series not ending between Cesaro and Sheamus. The two came out to join him. Sheamus argued that Foley said the man who was the most physically dominant would get the title shot, and that was him. Cesaro fired back, and I kept thinking to myself, no one wants to see these two wrestle anymore. It's a boring feud. 62% of the fans polled last night on Twitter said they wanted the feud to end. As the two argued, Foley got angry. He said they brought out the best of each other and decided that the two men would get title matches. Not singles matches, but teaming together for the tag team titles. Dear Lord, it gets worse. At that point, New Day came out. WWE Tag Team Champions The New Day beat the club for what felt like the 800th time. Michael Cole had fake excitement, saying New Day had been Tag Team Champions for 400 days. Oh, club really dominated at points during this one, beating the hell out of Kofi and Big E on the floor. They worked over Kofi forever until he finally made the hot tag to Big E. Kofi got busted open big time when Gallows threw him into the steel steps. WWE didn't stop the match to clean Kofi up for some reason. Michael Cole had his fake orgasm when New Day won, going on about their 400th day as champions. It was a strong match that got better the longer the match went. Guys went out there and worked hard. I wanted to like this match more than I did, but again, these guys have been wrestling on TV and pay-per-view over and over and over again. It was a video package of the Kevin Owens-Seth Rollins match from Clash of Champions, saying Rollins' ribs are injured and he isn't cleared to wrestle on Raw after being checked out by a hospital in Cincinnati. Cesaro and Sheamus were arguing in the back, and Mick Foley cut a hell of a promo where he looked like he was about ready to cry, talking about watching their Clash of Champions match with Arn Anderson and Michael Hayes, saying they stole the show. Foley said he couldn't risk having them wrestle an 8th time because one of them could be put out of commission and off the Raw roster. Bayley defeated Anna Fields in an enhancement match. Was happy to see someone other than Nia Jax on the female side have an enhancement match. I think that only benefits whichever talent is in the ring winning. Foley and Stephanie McMahon had a great intense exchange in the back where Foley started to mistrust Stephanie after the end of the main event at Clash of the Champions when she sent out a referee to assist Kevin Owens by getting a 3 count and later meeting up with Triple H after the show. Stephanie went nuts saying she hired Mick to be the general manager of Raw and he could be demoted to a WWE ambassador if he wanted. Foley apologized. This segment was really good. In Cruiserweight Tag Team action, Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander teamed to defeat Drew Golick and Lince Dorado. Swann and Alexander got a quick insert promo. Gulak and Dorado got a lightning-quick video introduction so the fans would get a little more familiar with them. Swann hit a super kick and roll-up on Gulak for the win. Very proud of Swann, as noted here last week, and competed in the Millennium Wrestling Federation in the past. Myself and President Paul Bearer had great ideas for him before Paul Bearer passed away a couple of months later. In the middle of the match, I noticed that the ropes were purple. It must have been a busy night for the ring crew, and I really like presenting the cruiserweights as something different. Great effect right there. Up next, Cesaro and Sheamus defeated Nick Cutler and Willis Williams in an enhancement match. We're going to have the story of arguing tag team partners here until the inevitable split comes when Sheamus turns on Cesaro, and we'll have more Sheamus and Cesaro singles matches. WWE Women's Champion Charlotte and Dana Brooke were out yet for another promo, putting over their title match the night before at the Clash. Sasha Banks came out. They argued. Sasha wanted her singles match title shot against Charlotte. Charlotte teased she'd give it to her on Raw, but said it would be next week. Charlotte was really good on the mic here, but again, I feel like I've just seen it all before. Sasha, she slapped the hell out of Charlotte, then did away with Dana Brooke real quick. We're going to have a women's title match in Los Angeles next Monday night. WWE Cruiserweight Champion T.J. Perkins defeated Tony Nese. They did some really cool, innovative stuff. Fans seem to get bored with it, though, as they're really not familiar with either guy, and it just sat through a Cruiserweight tag team match with 4 guys they're not all that familiar with, so they started to chant CM Punk and then for Randy Savage. Perkins tapped out Nese, and it was announced that Perkins will face Brian Kendrick in a Clash of Champions rematch on Raw in Los Angeles next week. I think there can be some marketing dollars in T.J. Perkins if WWE doesn't give up on the Cruiserweight division. After last week's great Eddie Guerrero segment, WWF Triple Crown winner Pedro Morales was featured in this week's Latino Heritage Month video. He was one of my early favorites as a kid, even though he was far past his peak by then. Had a chance to meet Pedro at the 1995 Cauliflower Alley Club reunion. Certainly was a gentleman. Up next was the highlight reel with guest WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens. Owens was really good here, but it just felt long. The injured Seth Rollins came up, but he was stopped by security and officials, with Mick Foley joining the fray. After Rollins was removed, Enzo and Cass came out for a verbal duel, leading to a tag team match Jericho and Owens weren't expecting. What does it say about roster depth when Enzo and Cass were put in a TV main event this week after recently doing jobs to the Shining Stars in recent weeks? Enzo and Cass are super over. A loss really doesn't hurt them, but at the same time, there doesn't seem to be a lot of long-term thinking. Owens used a pop-up powerbomb on Enzo for the win, and that was that. Another week of Raw that featured a lot of hard work, some good matches, but nothing above and beyond that made it must-see TV or stopped you from changing the channels. It felt like more of the same. The Cruiserweight division and its athletes are new, but WWE needs to build them up to be of much more importance so the crowds will continue to chant CM Punk and the like. As always, interested in fan reaction on our Twitter polls. Who cares what I think? Raw feedback was 37% thumbs in the middle, 24% thumbs up, 20% thumbs down, 19% didn't watch. I was also interested to see what the fans were watching. 57% watched Raw, 26% the presidential debate, 9% watched other, 8% Monday Night Football. It'll be interesting to see what the rating is for Raw this week. Could be the lowest rating in the 23-plus year history of the show. Talk about coming full circle in a bad way. Certainly not trying to put down WWE, as ultimately I want to see WWE be as successful as humanly possible, giving fans the most bang for their buck, setting trends with ratings and live event attendance through the roof. That's what's going to create jobs, give fans more quality wrestling, and that's what's best for business. Would love to hear your thoughts on Raw this week in the comment section below. It's a hot summer on WWE Network with WWE NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic lighting up Wednesdays, along with SummerSlam and not one but two pay-per-views, with Backlash and Clash of Champions in September. Not currently subscribed to WWE Network? Come on now. Use our link below and get 1 month absolutely free. Get the pay-per-views live, the awesome weekly shows, and over 6,000 hours of on-demand content for free. See Lesnar and Orton at SummerSlam, Holy Foley, brand-exclusive pay-per-views, and so much more. At its regular price of only $9.99 per month, it's the best value in sports and entertainment. You want to talk about a great summer sale? Head on over to the MWF store on the BostonWrestling.com super site. We've got brand new WWE t-shirts, autographs, action figures, posters, and more. And this summer I have a special where if you spend $25 or more, you get a WWE t-shirt absolutely free. Not only is it a great deal, but every dollar spent helps our endeavors to bring you action-packed live events and video content. Enjoy 1,200 free videos on our YouTube channel. As we count down to our 15th anniversary, we're releasing a new video each day at 12 o'clock, flashing back to highlights and even a few lowlights on the adventure that is the Millennium Wrestling Federation. Subscribe to our channel using the link below or use youtube.com/BostonWrestlingCom. We also have regular news videos, TV episode recaps, results, interviews, and so much more. Help us bring you even more great video content by donating an amount of any size to paypal.me/BostonWrestling. Again, every dollar donated helps us bring you more great live events and video content. If that wasn't enough, we have a new video on demand section on YouTube where you can either rent or own some of our classic state-of-the-art studio shoot interviews. In honor of the 10-year anniversary since the original No Holds Barred Iron Sheik studio shoot interview went viral and on the Howard Stern Show, we've remastered it and made it available for fans around the world to enjoy for as little as $5.99. We also have an awesome WrestleMania 1 roundtable studio shoot with the Sheik, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and Cowboy Bob Orton, where all three WWE Hall of Famers look back at the WWF boom of the 1980s. John Cena Sr. joins me as co-host for in-depth studio shoots with both Paul Bearer and the first and only shoot ever done with the Boogeyman. Paul Dempsey joins us and pulls back the curtain on WWE NXT. Again, not only can you rent or own these awesome interviews, but every dollar goes right back into our efforts to bring you live event and video content. Another easy way to help our efforts is to use the links below or on the front page of the BostonWrestling.com super site to do your shopping on WWEshop.com, Amazon.com, or Walmart.com. If you make a purchase on any of those websites, wrestling-related stuff or not, we get a tiny kickback, and best of all, your cost doesn't increase 1 cent. Hey, Christmas is going to be here before you know it. Please keep us in mind, as again, every purchase made helps support indie wrestling. Last but not least, have a free ride on me with our friends at Uber. That's right. If you've never used Uber before, get a free ride up to $20 on the house to try out their great service. Forget about overpriced taxi cabs. Uber service is great. The cars are clean. The drivers are some interesting folks. Use the link below and see for yourself. I tried Uber for the first time last October in New York City for the WWE Madison Square Garden event, and I've used it regularly ever since. You won't regret it. Running out of time here, folks, as we approach our 15th anniversary. Don't miss a day on the BostonWrestling.com super site, as you never know what's going on in our world. Like us on Facebook.com/MWF Action. Follow us on Twitter at MWF2001. And again, subscribe for free to our YouTube channel at YouTube.com/BostonWrestlingCom. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours, be well.